Hey everybody, and welcome to the VHS Bandits podcast. And today we are going to be watching the full moon classic CastleFreak. Let's pop in the tape.
Stuart Gordon, the director of Fortress, The Pit and the Pendulum, and Reanimator, takes you into the dungeons of Castle Dorsino. Now an American family.
Welcome to Castle Riley, lady.
Will inherit a legacy of evil.
They say the castle is haunted.
And a master of modern horror. Will unleash his most terrifying creation. Stuart Gordon's CastleFreak.
There's somebody else here! There's somebody in the castle!
We want you to search the castle. Giorgio Dorsino. He was never buried. She kept him alive. He's here somewhere in the castle. There was a madman in here, but my family is in danger.
Reanimators Jeffrey Combs and Barbara Crampton. In Stuart Gordon's CastleFreak.
And now, our feature presentation.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the VHS Bandits podcast. I am Dane Train, and with me as always is...
Topher Hansen.
And today we've got a very special guest. This guy goes on Instagram as Retro Dad Video, and he also has another account called Full Moon Nightmare. And he is a huge Full Moon Empire Charles Band fan, and he's collecting as many Full Moon titles that he can. Retro Dad, welcome to the VHS Bandits podcast.
Hey, how you guys doing? Appreciate y'all having me here.
Hey,
Thanks for being on, dude.
Thanks for joining, and glad to be finally talking about some full moon on the VHS Bandits podcast.
Yeah,
today.
It's been like 3 episodes since we've talked about a full moon.
Well, I mean, hey, well, here's the deal. The other ones that we watched technically weren't full moon. Those were Empire pictures. Those were pre full moon. This is when it officially was full moon. This is 90s full moon over here. So this is what I call like the golden age of Charles Band. So
Sure. This was right after Paramount, right when they broke off, and Charles was like, "I'm going at it."
yeah. So there you go. There you have it. So So Retro Dad, this was your idea to cover this movie today, and I remember you got in touch with me because we were talking about. So we did our episode of VHS Bloodbath, and I know that you're a buddy with him, and so you got in touch with me, and here we are, and you chose CastleFreak. Why did you want to choose CastleFreak of all of the tons and tons of full moon features that are out there?
It's actually the first ever full moon movie that I've seen, and man, I think it was around like 98 or 99. It was actually on TV, but it was super edited.
Oh, okay.
And then come to find out, my older brother actually had a copy of it, and I got to watch it unedited.
Oh, cool.
So it just ended up being like the first thing I saw full moon. Ended up falling in love with their movies.
So what was your next full moon movie? If this was the first, did you like seek out other full moon movies after this, or were you just like happen to like watch them because they're like on late at night on HBO or something all the time? And then you just like start noticing like, oh, this logo keeps popping up, and these movies are really kooky and crazy.
Well, we actually had this pretty in a little mall, pretty cool store called Suncoast Video.
Oh yeah,
I don't
we
know
had
if
one
y'all
of
had
those.
that.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. And they pushed them like full moon titles pretty heavy, and I used to go there and get them from there. My brother had a few in his collection, but probably the next one that I really liked a lot was probably like one of my top 5 is Shrieker.
Oh, yeah,
I haven't seen that one.
I have it, but I haven't seen it yet. So maybe we'll have to do that soon. So.
Yeah.
It's super cheesy, man. I love it. It's wild.
Awesome.
That's what makes Full Moon great. This one's actually not as cheesy as the Full Moon that I'm used to.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because it was Stuart Gordon, and he was a little more on the serious side.
Yeah.
So they were really trying to make it like an impact kind of. A lot of people think it's not, that scary and this and that, but I think with the atmosphere and then, of course, Albert Band's music on top of it, it just makes for like a really tense movie. Then if you did y'all watch the rated or the unrated?
Oh, we have the director's cut copy of the movie.
Okay, yeah. So that you got to see like the more gory parts.
Yeah.
More testicles. Plenty of testicles.
So you have both versions, right?
Yes, I actually have one version that was put out by Amazing Fantasy Entertainment.
Oh, cool.
Which was another sub-label of his, but as Full Moon Entertainment, and it's actually a rating pending one.
Oh, cool.
Weird.
Is there any difference?
It's like one clip, maybe like 30 seconds of one clip.
Yeah,
that's it. It's
and I also have that, and then the director's cut, which is unrated.
Yeah.
Awesome. And the boxes are different. Obviously, like the picture I posted earlier, the front covers are different. And also, the back covers are different because they show the freak's face on the unrated.
Yeah. So
I prefer the shackled one.
Yeah, that was pretty gnarly.
I agree.
Because they hide
what?
They hide his face throughout the entire movie, more or less, or like it's always in shadow or under the blanket or whatever.
Yeah.
But then they put it right on the box.
I want to know who does his like dish detergent because he always has some clean sheets wrapped around him.
Yeah, right.
It's the maid before he kills her.
Yeah,
but he don't know he's down there.
Yeah.
He just puts the sheets in the soiled linen chute, and then she takes care of it.
That's probably what it is. Yeah.
He can't be bothered to directly talk to the help.
Oh man.
So
what do you guys think about it? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to take the lead there.
what do you think about the boxes or the movie?
The movie.
Oh, the movie. Oh, I thought it was awesome. I mean, it's very different from a lot of other Full Moon movies of this specific era because, like T-Man was saying, I'm very used to the like little puppets and little rubber monster kind of stuff. Like I love friggin' demonic toys and Doll Man and Trance. Oh, Trances doesn't really have little puppets and stuff, but I'm a big Trances fan and but like a lot of like kooky sci-fi and like supernatural stuff, and this is just about like an abused man who's been living in a dungeon basement all his life. He's a castle freak. Yeah, he's a castle freak. It's a little bit more like on the realistic side. There's no supernatural stuff, and there's no puppets and stuff like that. And but I think it's kind of cool. It's a little bit different for Full Moon, So
right.
And I like how on the front of the box of the director's cut it says winner of the 1995 Fangoria Golden Chainsaw Award for Best Direct-to-Video Film.
Oh my God, that's very specific.
Now that's an award right there.
It plays it before the feature presentation too.
Yeah.
Or right after his feature presentation.
So, it's kind of interesting too. So we talk about, Stuart Gordon, and so he did From Beyond, Reanimator, Fortress, and like those other ones are kind of more, I'd say, more like supernatural, kind of not like goofy, but more kind of out there. And this one's a little more like down to earth. So
right,
yeah.
What's the main actor's name? The dude from Reanimator in this?
Jeffrey Combs.
Yeah,
Jeffrey. I thought he was wicked good in this.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, all I gotta say is he's a great actor, and this movie was really killing it for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's like so much going on for like a full moon movie. Like his character, I think like the writing was really good, and like the characters were very well developed. Like where usually full moon movies, like especially as of late, they kind of turned into like the tits and ass and then people get slashed type of deal.
Yeah.
Well, there's always titties in every full moon movie.
Well, there's definitely titties in this one.
Yeah.
but
no
like,
Barbara Crampton party hats though. That was a disappointment.
No, she was giving my dude John Riley like, oh god, he just wanted some love and affection.
I know. Yeah.
That's it.
It wasn't like her when she was all like sexed up in From Beyond or in the mattress store and shopping mall, you know?
Yeah.
But like his character seemed very like Jack Torrance-esque to me, you know? Like from The Shining.
Right.
Yeah, I could see that. Sure.
Because he's like a drunk, but he's like still trying to take care of his family, and he like killed one of his kids. But like it's a very complex like story, like, and it's more than just like the there's a monster in this castle and it's doesn't have a dick and it's killing people. Like there's actually like the characters are well thought out, and I don't know, and like the fact that like his daughter's blind and like she's going through this same like weird thing where, you know, she talks about like people accepting her and all this, whereas like you kind of get a feeling for like the CastleFreak himself is kind of going through that himself, because you know he's literally a whipping boy and never really got the attention he deserved. I feel like this is like such a much more like serious thing. Like we shouldn't be talking about movies like this on the VHS Bandits. We should be like, there's titties flying out and this guy's head explodes.
Listen,
blah,
Charles
blah, blah.
Band, this movie is too serious for the VHS Bandits. All right, we need something goofy. All right,
right.
So why don't I just read the back of the box real quick, which is the movie is hideous. The CastleFreak is hideous, hungry, and loose, says on the box. So Stuart Gordon takes you on a pulse-pounding roller coaster ride in CastleFreak, one of the most macabre thrillers you'll ever experience. John Riley, Jeffrey Combs, a reanimator, and Susan, Barbara Crampton of Young and the Restless, and their daughter come face to face with terror when they travel to Italy to move into a castle they have inherited. They soon discover it is haunted by a relentless, bloodthirsty creature. When mutilated bodies start turning up, John must uncover the Riley's family's darkest secret to save his wife and child from the sadistic being. Now, this tape, of course, does come with a video zone, but unfortunately I haven't watched it. And I'm not going to lie, as much as I love full moon movies, I more love the video zones at the end of the movies.
Oh, for sure.
I love the video zones, the behind the scenes where they do some behind the scenes of some upcoming movies or some movies they just did, and Charles Band always does a little intro, and then they talk about some merchandise. There's like some chick who talks about like t-shirts and getting into the Full Moon fan club, which for Christ's sakes I wish I had joined. And you know, like that's the best part of the whole tape. And that's you don't get that stuff anymore. That was like a thing of that era, you know what I mean? So
for sure.
So
did they ever have a 900 number too? I feel like this is the type of shtick that they would get it. You know, like there was like Freddy Krueger had a 900 number.
yeah.
And
They went really hard on the Full Moon website, like before, like when it was still kind of like getting off of AOL onto like Google and stuff and Internet Explorer.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were just like fullmoon.com.
Yeah, even especially at the beginning of this tape, how like there was two websites. There was like Full Moon Toys, and then there was Full Moon, just fullmoon.com or fullmoonfeatures.com or something like. And now it's completely different, you know. So Full Moon Direct or whatever it is. So, but yeah, like the gist of the movie is, Jeffrey Combs, Barbara Crampton, and their blind daughter. They go to Italy.
Okay, can I just say something about the cover though that always gets me? It's like,
go ahead.
They're like Jeffrey Combs, the animator. You know, gets you all excited because CastleFreak reanimator Jeffrey Combs, and then they're like Barbara Crampton, Young and the Restless. Like they couldn't use something else for that.
Why didn't they say Chopping Mall or From Beyond? You know,
they're really trying to pull in the soap opera crowd into CastleFreak.
You know, I bet you.
I mean, she kind of puts on that kind of performance. Though.
Well, like, let's say you're like a guy and you're at the video store in 1995 with your girlfriend or whatever, and you're like trying to figure out something to watch. Obviously, the guy wants to fucking watch CastleFreak, and you're like, "Hey, look, honey, Barbara Crampton from Young and the Restless is in this movie called CastleFreak. Why don't we rent this tonight and get a pizza?" You know?
And you're going to see a dude's balls several times.
Yeah. Oh, hey, it's the director's cut, honey. You're going to see some nuts and some chewed off nipples. It's going to be great. You know?
Put that on the pizza.
Yeah.
You said put that on the pizza.
Yeah. So, yeah, instead of the pepperoni, it's nippolonis.
Nippoloni.
So...
Bobby Nippoloni.
Speaking of which, so Retro Dad, I'm sure you probably know, but we always eat like some lousy food when we watch the show. When you were watching both of these to get ready for the podcast, were you eating any cool lousy food?
Nah, man, I don't really eat while watching movies, I guess, unless it's popcorn.
Wow, very modest,
very classic.
All right,
I like it.
There you go.
We like to sit down at the dinner table and eat.
Okay. Very good. Very good. I understand.
That is very Retro Dad of you.
Thank you.
Well, T-Man, you had some leftover chicken units, right?
I had leftover shitbag chicken units and leftover movie theater soda.
Oh.
That's my consistent diet. I am not the pinnacle of health, but I feel like you have a good challenge for that.
I had two microwaved frozen beef and bean burritos from Trader Joe's that were frozen, and then I went down to McDonald's because I needed to wait like an hour for you to come over to watch the movie with me. So
yeah,
I had some time to kill, so I went to McDonald's and I got an Oreo McFlurry and 2 warm apple pies to eat while watching the movie. So there we go.
That's a great combination.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Anywho, now
we're gonna need that maid to clean our sheets tonight.
yeah, right, exactly. yeah. So anywho, back to
this is a thing I didn't understand about this movie. So, it's John Riley, which fun fact is my grandfather's name. I am a Riley by blood, so maybe I have a castle waiting for me somewhere with a freak in it.
That's right.
But so they're Rileys, which is 2,000% Irish name, but they have a castle in southern Italy. What? I don't know how that happened. When did the Irish conquer Italy? I don't know. I don't get it. But that's the only inconsistent weird thing about this movie that I was like, really? I had to stretch my imagination for that, but not like a freak living in the cellar or anything.
I wonder if the father like maybe
thoughts?
changed the name. It's
it's
what I mean?
called. It's legit called the Riley Castle or something.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I missed that. Okay. I don't know.
So who knows?
Oh, jeez, Louise.
Riley Nippoloni.
So yeah, so I thought the movie was awesome. There was one thing about the movie that kept bugging me over and over and over again. So
Testicles?
well, besides the testicles, was
They drove you nuts, did they?
they drove. Oh yeah. So all right. So the CastleFreak, he's missing his wiener, he's missing his tongue, right? And he's missing nutrition. So he's just the whole movie is him going the whole movie, right? Just growling and whatever. And sometimes he's like screaming at the top. It's like as he's like chewing an officer's face off in like the other room. But no, Barbara Crampton and the daughter, they don't hear a peep. Jeffrey Combs, he doesn't hear a peep. Nobody hears a peep in this movie. It could be happening right across the hall of somebody getting killed, going and the other people are screaming too. Nobody hears a fucking thing in this movie, and they're in the next room. I don't understand it.
Except when he like drops the coffin or something like that, people hear that, but not.
That's like the loudest part of the movie.
Yeah,
right. Like he drops something on the floor, and the mother's like, "What was that?" But there's like several people dying, and nobody is any wiser.
So
they said it was like 150 rooms. So I guess they were trying to give the illusion that they were all over this ginormous castle.
Oh, I guess
that's true.
Even though the movie showed like 2 rooms, so
yeah,
or 2 rooms in the basement. So I don't know. I kind of struggled a little tiny bit with one of the plot points. If you guys want to help me out here.
Be glad to.
So and I find there's like a lot of, I don't know why, I can't even think of any on the top of my head, but I feel like I've seen a lot of movies where they give exposition about something that happened way in the past that involves a baron or a baroness and their story, right? So there's a lot of talk about this baroness, and they have a kid, and then there's the father, and I guess the father is Jeffrey Combs' father too. So I don't know if that makes the CastleFreak and Jeffrey Combs brothers. I don't really understand. Do you guys get that storyline at all? I really kind of, it was like little pieces that I kind of got, but I don't really understand the whole thing.
Yeah, it's kind of confusing on some of those points. I don't know if they're trying to insinuate that he is or not, but that's when he was like telling him when he's sitting down at the table when he's talking to his lawyer, and this lawyer starts talking about how he's really the bastard. So I'm guessing that's what they're trying to say is you're the one that, I guess it's something about the Duchess lady was hooking up with someone. That guy left. They had a kid together. Supposedly that kid died, and then that guy went and married, and somehow that became Jeffrey Combs somehow in the situation.
Yeah, it's a little off to me. I can't quite pick up the pieces on that one. You know,
they're definitely related. I know that.
Now, what was it? A thing where the Baron like married the Baron had a baby with his incestuous love with his sister, and they had an incest baby, which is Jeffrey Combs. Is that right? Did I get that right?
I don't think so.
Geez Louise, I don't know.
Jeffrey Combs is an incest baby?
You know, here's the problem. This is kind of like my big gripe with this movie is
not enough incest babies.
Well, no, hey. My thing is there's sort of like 2 backstories going on at once, and you kind of have to pick up the pieces and understand the pieces as the movie goes on. Where you understand that Jeffrey Combs was an alcoholic. They were in a car with the kids, and the youngest son was killed in a car accident as the
he
daughter.
drops his Game Gear.
He drops
He's
the Game
trying
Gear.
to play Duke Nukem 3D.
Yeah. The daughter goes blind, and Barbara Crampton hates his guts because of this. And it's been some years since then.
It's been 9 months.
Yeah. And
9 months exactly.
9 months. There you go. Not some years, but
He had
under
the
one.
day down. He had the day down to the T.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could have replaced that kid by now. Come on, get over it.
So my big thing too is I don't know. I don't know. Some of these little stories. Because I'm going between.
You didn't
that
follow that,
and I'm trying to go between that and then go between this Baroness story. And there's too many of these other little stories I'm trying to figure out. I'm like, and then
there's
whole thing,
two.
No. But then there's another thing where like the hooker has a baby with the police officer, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm trying to piece all these
Yeah,
things together.
and that's why he was looking for her really mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I don't understand why, because the lady was a hooker. Why does he care because the lady's a hooker? I don't understand.
Because it was still the mother of his son, and she was missing. Like, that's why at the bar that one officer came, I believe it actually, I can't remember if it was him or not, the officer came up and asked if she was alright.
Yeah, I think it was him.
They were already like fishy about John being weird and stuff, and then he was there like really hammered.
Yeah.
And like this movie's all about bastard children, really, because the CastleFreak is a bastard kid, and I mean that's just what connects all the stories. And
that's
so
true,
then John Riley's a bastard kid. The cop son is a bastard kid, which makes him resent John. And then at the end, spoiler, John dies, and his daughter essentially becomes a bastard child as well.
That's true.
Dead so gracefully, though.
Wow.
That's true. He died doing what he loved, battling castle freaks.
On a rainy rooftop of a castle.
Being slightly drunk.
When it happened to be raining.
Yes. The rain is very convenient in this movie and most movies, but
Climactic.
yes.
Now, there was this one point where they're down in the basement and there's the grave for the kid, and they see the picture of the kid. I wonder why CastleFreak took the picture out of the gravestone.
Because it's a picture of him.
I mean, I get that, but I don't know why I don't understand why he took.
Did
the
we watch
picture
the
out.
same movie, Dave?
Of course we did.
He saw him looking at the picture, but he took it because he was looking at it.
Oh, okay.
Because John was looking at it, and CastleFreak was behind him, and then John dipped out, and then CastleFreak's like, yoink.
Yeah, and he recognized it as himself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, true. I gotcha.
When he was handsome.
Now all
Yeah,
right.
when he was a handsome 5-year-old.
Now, all right. How long has it been? Yeah, okay, this was a question that T-Man and I had. Was at the beginning of the movie. Sorry, I'm pulling up all these problems with the problems with the movie. So the old lady dies at the beginning of the movie who was whipping CastleFreak, and CastleFreak is locked up. Now I'm wondering what the timeline was before Jeffrey Combs and the family showed up. Because
it seemed pretty quick. It seemed like she died, and the next day, lawyer brought him out.
Because I mean, CastleFreak is in this. He's in the cell room with no food or water, and I wonder how long could this guy have gone without any of that? You know. So.
Well, it must have been a little bit of the time because he shows how savagely he eats the cat.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, he tears into it.
Yeah, maybe a week or two. Like, I legit, at the beginning of the movie, I thought it was like a flashback to the 1600s or something like that, or whatever, I don't know. But then when the CastleFreak is the same age as he is in the rest of the movie, I'm like, oh, this is legit 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I didn't know people were still whipping people in their basements.
She wasn't whipping. She was
in the early 90s.
Flogging.
Yeah, that was a rough whip she had. I think it had the little spiky things on the fucking whip too. I don't know. What they're called.
They were like little chains, little spikes.
Yeah.
That was one kinky little thing.
You'd think she'd get it out of her system by now. The cop said it's been 40 years. So that
listen. I ended up finding it, and it says that he finds out that the freak is actually his brother, and that it was his mother that chained up the brother and tortured him all of his life because her husband had abandoned her for America.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Gotcha.
So
there we go.
Now I get it. Okay.
So I'm guessing that his dad. Oh yeah, because that's what the lawyer says to him, that his dad was still married to the Duchess, and that when his dad went to America and married his mom, it wasn't legal. So that's why he called him the bastard.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. Making sense here.
Sorry, I had to Wikipedia for a second.
Now that clears up a lot of holes. That plugs a lot of holes.
So here's some food for thought. Now I know.
So the CastleFreak is 45 years old.
I guess so.
He looks very nimble and young.
I mean, he's like in like a prison cell block. He's probably doing push-ups and shit.
Well, I
mean, that's true. He's like, he's in a gang and.
Well, just by looking at the picture of CastleFreak on this director's cut box, he looks like he's middle-aged to me.
He is balding.
Yeah,
I'll give you that.
I could see that. So
and missing his lips.
Yeah, I know a lot of full moon movies at this time were shot in Romania and in and around that area, and I'm wondering.
It was.
What's that?
I'm sorry.
Dad?
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. What were you saying?
I was wondering if this movie was actually shot in Romania or if it was actually shot in Italy because it takes place in Italy. You know.
It's shot in Charles Band's actual castle.
Wait, what?
Charles Band owned a castle.
Holy shit!
During his Empire days, that's where they shot a lot of different movies, and this was shot in his castle.
Oh no shit! I had no idea.
Do you know where that castle is? Is it in America?
Italy?
Oh, okay.
I think it is Italy.
No shit!
Oh.
Wow, that's cool.
Interesting.
Would have thought it was like in Los Angeles or something, you know?
Yeah.
No, it was like a legit castle.
Wow, that's pretty
Damn.
cool. Well, he probably got it for like, $200 American dollars or something like that. You know what I mean?
Probably bought it.
Yeah, the lira wasn't very strong in the early 90s.
You know?
It was a CastleFreak's market.
So we were joking a little bit while we're watching the movie, and you see a lot of the CastleFreak's butt in this movie.
Freak! Butt freak!
I kept saying they should have just called this movie Butt Freak. Yeah.
He does kind of look like Chris Angel.
Oh man.
He needs those chains to levitate. You know?
It looks like he's wearing Depend. He's not.
Yeah, he kind of does. Like a diaper.
Yeah, like it's just a full-on like adult diaper. But it's not a diaper; it's just skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a little extra staggage for no reason.
Who's cleaning his cell? Shouldn't there be like piles of shit everywhere?
Good point.
Where's this CastleFreak shitting?
It's not. It's Rome. Rome is where his castle's at.
Okay.
Damn.
Good.
He had a fucking castle.
See,
That's so
I
weird.
tell you what, Retro Dad, this is why we should probably have you on every single episode, because our other co-host, Kevbot, he's on paternity leave, and we've been doing the show
Full benefits
with all of our guests, and usually what happens is Kevbot goes and does all the research, like he's the one going on Wikipedia and stuff. We haven't been doing any of that stuff, right? So you're a valuable asset, dude. I think we should keep you around for a while.
Hell yeah, man, that'd be pretty dope.
All right, we should just do full moon movies forever. You know what I mean? We'll just do that. You
I
know?
mean, I got like 150 titles to get. We can go through.
Oh man, that's awesome. I tell you what, how about why don't we do you mind do you want to steer into that direction for a little while? I would love to just talk about your full moon collection real quick. Is that cool?
Dude, I'll talk about it all day.
All right. Yeah, I remember like a while back like seeing a lot of full moon stuff on your page, and then you came up with Full Moon Nightmare, and you take wicked good pictures of all of your titles, and you have so many titles, dude. And it's not just like regular full moon. You've got the moonbeam. You've got the whatever they're like Skinamax movies where the seduction or whatever. Surrender, yeah. And, you know, you've got they're like the urban line.
Big City Pictures, Alchemy Entertainment, Amazing Edge Entertainment, Cult Video, Action Extreme, Pulp Fantasy, Shadow Entertainment, Moonbeam, Pulse Pounder, Monster Island Entertainment. It just keeps going.
So, I'm just curious of all of those. Like, I mean, I'm assuming you're like, you know, you're getting these, you're trading them and this and that. So, are you trying to get every single one that was available on VHS? Like, do you do like the ones that are after VHS? Like, are you collecting like Ginger Dead Man and all that stuff too, when it comes out on DVD?
If I see it for cheap or something like that, like I've actually found a couple of the DVDs at, you know, thrift stores and stuff for super cheap, but it's mainly just the tapes.
Yeah.
And I'm going for like the complete every single one that was released on tape.
Nice.
Or distributed on tape. I don't know. It's like every time I would be like, oh man, I think I got this whole sub-label. You know, it goes off into so many different sub-labels. It'd be like, oh, I think I have this one complete. It's just like, nope, there's another one. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people don't realize like some things are full moon or something like. So some of them you would never even know like that, because they don't put the bulls on the side on all of them. You know what I mean? Like Cult Video. You wouldn't know those were a full moon unless you looked at the back on some of them and saw the little full moon releasing.
Yeah.
Because it was a sub-label that he was just releasing different movies on. Just like the Pulp Fantasy, you know, just this Pulp Fantasy. You're like, oh man, that's not full moon, so you passed or whatever. So it was just kind of like just kept finding them. And now I've amassed most of them. I'd say I probably got like 15, 20 more to go.
Oh, wow. Are there any specific ones that you haven't gotten in your on your hands yet that you're just dying to get? You're like, man, I won't rest until I get these.
Yeah, for sure. Two. But honestly, the main ones I actually have every single main release except for the one that I do not have is Transfers 5. That is, I got Transfers. I even have the Spanish release of Full Moon Transfers. It's on my page, Full Moon Nightmare, for a picture of it, but it's like a Transfers with the Full Moon logo on the side.
Oh, cool. No shit.
And but yeah, the Transfers 2 actually came from you, Dane.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, still got the VHS band to stick around and everything.
Yeah, awesome. I'm still missing 5 and 6. Those are the two that I'm still on the hunt for. I got the other ones.
6 was like the one of the first ones that I found. That's like a harder one to come by, and I found that one easy.
That's crazy.
If people are listening to this, I am looking for 2 specific titles for the Surrender Cinema, and that is the Andromeda Planet and what was the other one? It's Andromeda Planet and Blonde Heaven.
All right, you heard it, people. He's on the hunt. If you've got a copy, make sure to get in touch with him.
Got some sweet swagger to trade.
Awesome.
So yeah, those would be like the top 3 that I'm looking for.
Nice. So I understand you told me that you also subscribe to Full Moon Streaming as well.
Yes, I do. What's that? It's pretty cheap for the subscription. So
It's like, what is it, like $8 a month? Is that right?
yeah.
Yeah. I've been debating it. I haven't quite pulled the trigger yet. Are you happy with the service?
Yeah, I mean, I just got like pretty much every movie you could want on there, like all their newer stuff. You know what I'm saying? But my whole thing with like movies in general and streaming this and that is like, you know, being a dad, obviously, and you know, my wife and stuff. I don't have time to always sit and watch movies. I post a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Because I like taking pictures of my collection because I like it a lot, you know.
There you go.
And I do, you know, stack up movies that I take pictures of, and then during the weekend when I have time off, we'll knock some of those out or watch them late at night and stuff like that.
Yeah. Which
I'm
is
sorry, I
always,
was right.
honestly, that's usually like the best time to watch the stuff anyway.
Right.
When the full moon is out.
What did you ask me originally? I started rambling on. I forgot what I was talking about.
Like what are some of your favorite...
Oh yeah, the streaming.
Oh yeah,
You were
streaming.
talking
Yeah,
about
tell me
the
about streaming.
My bad. Yeah, I mean, it's good if you want to catch a lot of the movies and stuff that they have on there if you have time to sit and watch it. But I mean, just like any streaming subscription, you gotta dedicate time on your ass to sit and watch it.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't quite pulled pulled the trigger yet. I'm thinking about getting it just because there's so many titles that I'm pretty sure I'm never gonna be able to find. Probably never gonna be able to get. There's a couple of titles like, you know, we talk about like the sub movies and stuff like that. Like there's a movie that I used to watch when I was younger. We used to get HBO and Showtime at my house. Like my parents paid extra to get those for cable. And after school, they'd have like Moonbeam movies on and stuff. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And I remember watching this movie called Magic Island that had the kid from
Home Improvement.
Yeah, the older brother from Home Improvement. And I was like,
Zachary Ty Bryan or something.
Yeah, and friggin' French Stewart's in it too. And obviously, I haven't seen the movie since then, and I've been wanting to get my hands on it. And people want like stupid money for it on the internet. You know,
Yeah,
I'm like, Christ,
that's
I'm not
like-
gonna be able to get this.
It's super like hard to come across that. I've only seen one person that posted it on Insta, and they were definitely holding on to it.
Yeah, it's just hard.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, there's some stuff like that again, like a lot of people don't know are related to full moon, and that I didn't know until I started like seriously collecting tapes, and like it. You know, now that I know, and like I really want to see the movie again. It's not on YouTube. Nobody else has it. I don't know if the streaming service has it or not.
I don't even think there's a DVD of it.
No, that's the thing. It's
on Amazon Prime.
Oh, really? No way.
Yeah,
okay.
you just gotta pay for it.
Oh,
like a rental or whatever.
Gotcha. Yeah,
I can't remember if it's on the stream. I'll have to look at the stream and see if it's on there.
Because I would.
But like, I have Phantom Town, and you told me that's hard to come by, or at least not common anyway. And I didn't know that was a full moon movie.
I feel
like all the Pulse Pounders.
Yeah, they're all pretty hard to find.
I have every single Pulse Pounder they released.
Oh, no kidding. Okay, so I don't own any of the Pulse Pounders on tape, but there's quite a few of them that are right now on Amazon Prime Video that you can watch for free just on Amazon Prime, where you don't have to subscribe to anything else. Cool. And last week I watched Mystery Monsters for the first time on there.
Yeah.
It was wicked fun. It was great. You know,
that's a really fun one to watch. That one actually had a blockbuster. It had its original Pulse Pounders release, but also had a blockbuster exclusive release.
Oh, that's weird.
And yeah, I have both of those.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's ridiculous, man. Like I went pretty hard on getting a lot of these trade-in stuff, finding them, but that's what we keep talking about, how a lot of them you don't know. There's some of them that I found that are moonbeams, but don't even this film called The Incredible Genie. It was put out, and it's Kushner Lock & Co. was the company that was like a subsidiary of. It was basically a Moonbeam movie without the glorious Moonbeam logo on the back. There's several of them, but they were produced by Full Moon Enterprises at the time.
That's weird.
Yeah, that one, Incredible Genie, Little Ghost, Johnny Misto, Boy Wizard, The Midas Touch. Yeah, there's like, and then I don't know if y'all have ever seen the Moonbeams, the Josh Kirby's.
I've only seen the
I know
covers. And they
that
look
name.
awesome.
Yeah, I got the Josh Kirby's 1 through 6. There's 2 different covers for each one, and I only have the complete set of the ones.
Nice.
Ugh.
Actually,
Yeah.
the only kid movie. I'm sorry. Some of the only ones that I have is I have Dragon World, and
Yeah, that's a good one.
which I bought a million years ago from the first video store I started renting at when I was a kid, and God, what was the other one? Come back to me. I can't remember, but I remember I had something. There was another one. But anywho, I still have the very first full moon movie I ever saw was Robot Wars.
Nice.
I was a little kid and I loved like Johnny Five and stuff like that. And I went up to the guy at the video store and I was like, "What else you got with robots? What's new with robots?" And he's like, "This one just came in. It's like PG. Here you go. So." I rented it and I was like, wow, this is great. And then I don't know why, but like I got really into it and I thought it was so cool. And then down the road and then like as time went on, like I started watching more like Moonbeam and stuff like that, renting that kind of stuff at the video store. Like one being in particular was a Remote, which I love.
Yeah.
Remote's so good. And
that was like a more hardcore Home Alone.
Oh yeah, total ripoff of Home Alone, yeah. But like a total
But it
full
was
moon
like-
twist with the little puppets and stuff.
Yeah, it was a crazy movie to me when I watched it as a kid. I have it, but I haven't rewatched it since I've gotten it. The last time I saw when I was real little.
Yeah. It's so good. So that Robot Wars eventually came up for sale, for like $3 or whatever it was at the time, and I bought it and I still have it. The slip is gone, but I still have the tape. And it wasn't until like some years later after I bought it that somehow I let the tape like run through the credits, and then I found the videos and I was like, whoa, what is this? And that's when I got hooked on the video zones, So
Yeah, they
man.
were pretty dope. Like to have that kind of inclusion, you know what I mean? It was like the pre-DVD bonus feature kind of era, and it was. I always thought that was innovative. Obviously, like it's not an originated concept and stuff because other movie companies did little behind the scene featurettes at the end of movies and stuff like that. But it's just Charles Band, man. He just branded stuff.
Oh, I think that was hands down like one of the coolest things about it, where you could get some behind the scenes or something from watching like another movie, but the fact that this one, it wasn't just like behind the scenes. It was like a greeting from Charles Band saying, hey fans, thanks for watching. This is another release from us. Here's what's coming up. Here's where you can get our merchandise. And it was all about like this brand, this Full Moon brand. Nobody else did that. You know what I mean? And I just, the video club stuff like that. Nobody else did that for a production company that did their own distribution or some of their own distribution. But like, it's just crazy that nobody else did that. And I just thought that was just so unique and interesting at that time.
Right. Main thing that I always liked about it because it was just like always in your face, like buy our shit now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the voice of the guy who he always made you excited to get that shit. Fullmoon.com. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Go buy it now.
Yeah. Here's these Puppet Master figures for $120 a piece.
Hey man, they just released those new line of replicas by that one artist, the sculptor that's like hand sculpting each one of them. My thing is like I got like action figures and I even have like a full moon toy. He's in a lot of Shrieker. My favorite. He's in a lot of the pictures and stuff. But just collecting figures and stuff now. I'm just not too old for that now. The movies is fine because I can watch the movies, but I don't have space to put up a figure and let him just like sit there and look at me. You know what I'm saying? So I try to limit like as much as I want to just get every single full moon toy that has ever been available and be like, yes, now I have like a ridiculous collection. I'm just sticking to the tapes.
That's probably a good idea because I feel like there's so much stuff that's probably practically unobtainable. Like they used to make model kits and stuff that probably is completely non-existent today. You know what I mean? So.
There's a lot of their stuff that goes on eBay for pretty ridiculous prices, including the toys.
Even just in terms of the tape stuff is getting valuable, and especially that one that's like it's like a promo tape, the full moon.
Promotional reel. I know, man. I've only seen it like one time and it disappeared.
Do you have a copy of it?
No, it's like one of the only ones that I don't have.
Man, oh man, it's like it's so expensive
one of the
online.
Like crazy, like hard to find ones.
Yeah. It's funny. Every time that T-Man and I have ever gone to like Goodwill or Savers or anything like that, the only Charles Band movie that you can find that's any way, shape, or form a common is definitely Pre-Hysteria. Like that's it, right, dude?
Yeah, I mean, I have all of the Pre-Hysterias. That's I like the kids movies, the full moon kids movies better than the full moon non-kids movies.
I kind of agree with you. There's something about them that are just
and like there's another one, Pet Shop, I think it was called.
Yeah.
That movie is. I tried to rewatch it. It's not good. It's but as a kid, I loved it.
Yeah.
It's so goofy.
The animatronic animals in that one are a little gnarly.
Yeah, it's very much like on the like My Pet Monster. Like they look like that kind of quality creature shop. Maybe a little better, but
now what's better, Pet Shop or My Pet Monster, the motion picture?
My Pet Monster, the home video cassettes would be a better watch, I think.
Okay.
There's I would if I found Pet Shop, I would definitely like to have it on tape. But I definitely won't. Do you have it?
Yes.
Nice.
The only Moonbeam ones I'm missing are what Dan already said, Magic Island.
Okay, yeah.
Pre-Hysteria 3. Those are the only two out of all of them.
Gotcha. Now I'm curious. Full moon movies. I want both of you guys' opinions. In terms of full moon movies, obviously there's some that are wicked awesome, some that are like and some that are like kind of hard to watch. Are there any out there? Oh, well, okay, maybe more than a couple. Are there any?
There's a few.
Is there any in particular that you're like, oh, like I had such high hopes, and because with a lot of these movies, the covers are just so awesome, and then you rent them and like, it's kind of a letdown. Are there any in particular that you were really excited to see, and then you watched it and it was pretty disappointing?
A few.
Yeah.
Any full moon movie that was made after Ginger Dead Man 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Ginger Dead Man movies. Fun. I like the Ginger Dead Man. I haven't seen like Versus Evil Bong or anything.
Yeah,
like
I haven't seen Evil Bong stuff either.
But like standalone, like I tried to watch maybe a year or so ago. There was some. It was like a haunted casino or something like that. It was not
Ravenwolf Towers.
Sure, why not? It was. I don't know. And there was also another one that took place in a castle that's fairly new. I don't know what the fuck. I couldn't finish it. I just don't know. But
probably during probably the one that was really hard for me to watch is one called Prison of the Dead.
Oh yeah,
perhaps.
I think I have that, and I haven't seen it yet.
That one was that one had to turn off.
I'd say
it was just boring.
One that I was very disappointed with was Blood Dolls, which it was super disappointing because Charles Band directed it, and I found that one to be like, come on, let's get over with it, come on, and the other one was Hideous. Hideous has such a wicked awesome cover, and there was too much padding, like it just dragged on way too long, and I was like, oh god, let's just get this over with. So
yeah, that one's pretty tough to sit through, but some of those I like. Some of them with the terrible acting and it's not, but some of them are just like, what's going on?
Yeah, I feel like some of the they're just trying to like fill up time, So, but
let's get back to CastleFreak.
All right, back to CastleFreak we go.
Back to CastleFreak.
We have 10 minutes to talk about CastleFreak. So, are there any like scenes in this movie that you guys like was like your favorite scene or anything like that?
Probably when John goes to Susan at night just because he wants a little affection, and she's like, "No, I took my pill." I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Just that whole dynamic interaction between the both of them, the whole movie. She's being so mean to him, and then finds out he was telling the truth the whole time, and then he dies right after.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, like I think the characters are really good in this movie. Like
the only one I didn't like was the daughter.
You didn't like the daughter?
Some of the screaming on some of the parts of the movie is just horrendous.
Oh, she's blind, so her voice carries further. I think that's how it works.
She should be able to hear herself better or something.
Maybe. Well, nobody can hear anything in that castle.
That's right. Good
Even
point.
though he has a line that says, "Sound travels, be quiet."
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Or you'll get your nipples eaten off.
Yeah, that's probably like the only thing I don't like about it is her scream when the CastleFreak starts chasing her and the mom, and she's just like uncontrollably screaming. It's I had to turn down the volume
because you got that, and at the same time you got CastleFreak just going the whole time,
right?
So
with chains grinding against the ground.
Yeah, it reminds me of
mom looking for her pills.
We did an episode a couple of years ago on I Come in Peace, and we mentioned in it where Matthias Hughes, the whole movie just goes the whole movie, and in this movie it's just CastleFreak going the whole time. That's the movie.
I think there could have been more bleh. I don't think the freak bled enough.
You think he needed more bleh in the movie?
I think for a full moon movie, I expected more bleh.
You're saying that the movie wasn't full bleh of that?
It wasn't full of bleh.
Oh, okay. Good point. All right. I see what you're saying.
I think it was a well balanced amount of bleh.
Pretty well balanced. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. But I think, as far as, my favorite scene goes, I don't know. I think, anything with the CastleFreak was done. I think the makeup was really good with the freak.
Yeah, that was really good.
Other than the butt freak.
Other than the butt freak.
Yeah. Butt freak. My favorite part was seeing Butt Freak's butt.
Sit down, Jimmy. Go to the principal's office.
Hey, calm down there, guy.
All right there, guy.
Oh, man.
I think the fight at the end was pretty cool, on the roof and everything.
Yeah.
That's the part I remember the most from when I was younger and when I first watched it.
Yeah.
Because the way it was, edited on TV, they had to, edit out the nudity and stuff. It was, kind of cutting the frame weird, so where you saw less of the freak than you actually do, when you watch the movie unedited. So I guess it made it scarier to me when I was younger.
Yeah, less is more. Less balls is more. You have to imagine his balls and how scary they are.
I think the movie wasn't as scary because I saw so much butt freak balls,
Jeez. The balls took you out of it.
That's right, yeah. It took me out
What's
of
the
scene.
scariest movie you've ever seen, Dane?
The most serious movie I've ever seen?
The most scariest.
What is the
That scared
scariest
you.
movie
Yeah.
I've ever seen?
And then put balls in it. Does it make it less scary?
Oh man! All right, scariest movie I've ever seen. I don't know, the nightmare scene in The Brave Little Toaster. And maybe,
So if that clown had his
the
balls
firefighter
out,
clown, if he had his nuts hanging out, yeah, definitely, I could see that being a distraction in the fear of the movie.
you could sleep better at night.
Yeah, I guess so. Instead of him when he goes, run, you know.
That is the scariest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. I don't
Yeah.
know how that is in a children's movie.
Yeah. Oh man. In any case, we're getting close to the end here, so I'd say why don't we get down to the ratings of the movie here? So, why don't we do out of 10 butt freaks? How many butt freaks would you guys give this movie? So, Retro Dad, do you want to start off?
I would give it a good 7.
7 butt freaks out of 10. All right. Now, why would you give it 7?
Just overall, the whole movie, like I said before, the atmosphere, the music, the just overall weirdness of the freak, it just makes for a really, you sit down and actually watch it, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
So, since this is your favorite full moon movie, right?
Yeah, one of my favorites.
Oh, okay. So I was just wondering, is a 7, as far as full moon movies go, if you're grading on a curve, does that make it a 10? For as far as if you're comparing other full moon movies?
If I'm comparing other full moon, then it'd probably be about 10.
There you go. Okay.
If you're talking on serious factor and trying to be outright scary,
right?
Yeah, not with the goofy aspect of it.
Yeah.
But that's also because Stuart Gordon was involved,
Right.
So you would definitely rewind this tape, of course, right?
Oh, I've rewind it 3 times.
All right. How about
In 2
you,
days.
T-Man?
Do you want to guess the IMDb ratings?
Oh, yeah. Do you got them
Amazon.
up?
I have IMDb if you want to do Amazon.
All right. Sounds good. Well, do you wanna rate it yourself? How many butt freaks?
How many butt freaks? I think I would give this 8 butt freaks.
8 butt freaks.
I would give this 8 butt freaks. I think it's
Wow.
8 butt freaks.
I think there's I really liked it. Was really kind of slow at the beginning, and I thought they were padding it like most full moon movies, and I was like, oh, here we go. Because I haven't seen this in a long time or ever. I don't know. But yeah, the story is actually really good. It's the most complex full moon movie I've ever seen, like you said, and I think the acting is great. And I really like the characters, and it's pretty scary. If I was watching this as a kid, I'd probably be scared.
Yeah.
For sure.
So 8 butt freaks.
I'm gonna give this movie 8.5 butt freak. So 8 and 1 butt cheek freak.
Add in the half.
I think probably
Half a cheek.
Half a cheek. Pretty much for the same reasons.
Well, that would be a quarter butt.
a quarter butt.
So you need a full. That'd be a full. You need a full cheek.
You need a full
Quarter pounder with cheese.
Yeah. To me to pull down. Yeah, for me to pull
Quarter
down the
butt
pants
cheek
and
with
give
cheese,
you a
please.
and give you a full moon.
Hey, so a half moon.
Half moon. Yeah.
8 and a
half
half
moon. Yeah, not a
moons.
quarter moon. So yeah, pretty much the same thing. Yeah, there are a couple of parts that were dragged up, but yeah, I thought it was a really good, scary, thrilling movie with a really good villain, great effects of the villain.
I don't think he was the villain. I think he was just beaten savagely all his life and got out of his cage.
Sure,
Exactly. He's
Yeah,
a sympathetic monster like Frankenstein or.
Yeah. I think he was the victim, if anything.
True. I gotcha.
I think Susan Riley was the villain.
I'm gonna have to agree with her because I
Put your
hated her
pitchfork
after she told her husband basically to go kill himself. So
Yeah,
You know?
and he almost did it too.
I know, yeah, crazy.
He
So
almost did it, and then he ends up falling off the roof anyway.
yeah, so basically
Yeah,
he got
that's a nice
he did it anyway.
twist.
So there you go. So T-Man, you got the IMDb rating up there, dude?
Yeah, what do you think it is? Retro Dad, what do you think the IMDb community rated this movie?
It's out of what, 10?
Out of 10.
I'm gonna say like a 6.5.
Okay. Dane Train?
I'm gonna say like a 3.5.
Ooh, Retro Dad is closer. It is 5.9.
Ooh, all right.
That was lower than I thought. I thought it was gonna be higher.
So unfortunately, there is no VHS copy for sale on the Amazon at the moment, but there are DVDs and Blu-rays and things like that. So I kind of have to go off of that.
Sure.
Out of 5, what do you guys think? Start with you, Retro Dad. Out of 5.
Probably like 3.
Okay. How about you there, T-Man?
I'd say straight up 4.
Ooh, just about right. 3.9 out of 5.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Just there. So, good stuff. All right, guys. Well, we are just about out of time for this CastleFreak episode. So, anywho, it's time to turn a full moon and end the show. So with that said, Retro Dad, I can't thank you enough for coming down and checking out this full moon classic and talking all things full moon with us tonight.
Hey man, I appreciate y'all having me on.
Thank you.
Thank
Do
you.
you want to just give us give a quick plug to your stuff again, real quick?
Yeah, man, you can get at me at Retro Dad Video or at Full Moon Nightmare.
Awesome.
That's it. No, nothing else.
Do it.
There you go, everybody. Make sure to go check him out. If you love full moon stuff, go check out his accounts. So there
Yeah,
we
I take
go.
daily. I try to take daily or every other daily pictures of the full moons. I'm trying to like catalog each one with the cover so people can see that they're full moon.
Nice.
Cool.
Awesome stuff, man. I love it. So, all right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to the VHS Bandits, where we watch Castle Butt Freak. And so this is Dane Train. And
This is oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I thought that was my cue. Fuck.
Who are you?
Really,
Who are you
really
on the show?
Freak that one. Butt freak. What?
So this is Dane Train, and we are over here with
Topher Hansen
and our very special guest,
Retro Dad Video.
All right, everybody, have a great day, and make sure to be kind and rewind.